And what really worked for me was my early spiritual training. I hesitate to use the word religion, because it was more sort of just a spiritual training. I wasn't I was a Christian, but I wasn't. I was never like a Presbyterian or a Jehovah Witness or any sect. I was just into the words of Jesus,
Mm-hmm.
and that really, see, I got turned on real early because I was living in the country,
Mm-hmm.
and when you live in the country and you're poor, the only nightclub or the only outing you have is church.
Mm-hmm.
And they actually pay you to go to church. When I was a kid, it was like, if you had good attendance, you got a Bible, you got a free Bible.
So tell
And
me, all of
so
those things are very important in dealing with the cancer diagnosis, in terms of, whatever spiritual practices that resonates with people, positivity, processing your emotions. So I want to know, what one golden nugget would you give to a patient who just received a new cancer diagnosis? What would be your go-to message for that person?
it would be the fact that we are eternal beings.
Mm-hmm.
We all are. Now, our bodies obviously aren't, because in order to live in the physical world, there are basically two sides to everything. You can't have up without down. You can't have right without left. You can't have good without bad, and you can't have be alive without being not alive. you know, and but the thing is, when you're not alive, you don't disappear. You just go into the spiritual world, which is eternal, like we are eternal beings. And so what happens when anybody gets diagnosed with anything is that is a temporary situation, no matter how serious it is, you know. And you can look at it as many ways as you want. uh, Learning the hard way is one way to look at it, or learning the easy way, but it's all a learning process. So what I tell people, and I do a lot of cameos, and a lot of times it's people that are saying goodbye, because they've been diagnosed with the fatal, they're on their way out. And so I tell them, you're not on the way out, you're on the way in. In fact, I wrote songs about that. When Martin Luther King was assassinated, I wrote a song because I was with Motown at the time. Unfortunately, Motown didn't think it was worth recording, but basically the lyrics is he's gone to the mountaintop. He's reached the promised land. He heard the master's call. Now he holds the master's hand. His trouble on earth is o'er, no more to feel the pain. He's gone to the mountaintop, but he'll be back to do it over again. And that's my message, is that because we are eternal beings, we will always be somewhere. And that's up to us to decide, but not us to decide in the physical world. It's in the spiritual world, and that's the real world.
Yes.
And that's the world that's where the miracles come from. See, here's the secret that I try to tell everybody. You see, because we are eternal beings, we have what I call a God app in all of us. And in order to turn on the God app, you don't have to chant, you don't have to pray, you don't have to, wear any kind of costume. You don't have to do anything. All you have to do is think about God. Put God on your mind. That's all you have to do. And the minute you do that, miracles are instant.